And let's see if we reset it. Interesting. Why hello there guys, Qwerty Afro here with another video, a little bit different today. Kind folks at Aerosoft actually sent me a key to have a look at On the Road Truck Simulator. Now, if you know, on the channel, I've not really done too many truck simulator related videos. I did have like a kind of Euro Truck Simulator series back in the day. I think it was only a few episodes, and then I tried again a bit with the Scandinavia DLC, and I also tried a bit with the American Truck, but I've never really stuck and did a serious truck simulator series on the channel. I don't know why. I kind of prefer streaming Euro Truck compared to doing it on the channel. There's so many like really good truck simulator kind of series already on YouTube, and I feel like for me, I prefer it as a stream game. I've always gelled with it better when I do it on stream, especially with like Euro Truck, and especially because I do the multiplayer mod really. So it's just, I feel much more of a stream game in my opinion for myself. People do, and the people have still, like, I do get comments, the old random comment where people want me to do still Euro Truck on the channel, but I don't think I'll ever kind of, I don't know, I might, who knows, but maybe this might be the start of something where maybe trucking could make me see a return on the channel. This is On the Truck Simulator, On the Road, On the Truck, what am I saying? On the Road Truck Simulator. This is published by Aerosoft. That's the kind of folks that sent me the key down to just have a look at this game and do a few videos for you guys. It's developed by Toxtronics, or Tronics, or I'm guessing it's Toxtronics Interactive. It's made in Unity. It's I thought first it was made in Unreal, but actually when I actually looked deeper into it, it's actually made in the Unity engine. It is, I'm presuming, the a kind of competitor to Euro Truck. It differs in the fact that you can walk in the game, as well as the scale. I think the biggest thing is the scale in this game is completely different to Euro Truck. While Euro Truck is more regional scale, where they've gone for the kind of size in a kind of shorter scale dimension, where cities especially, I think the biggest difference you'll see is cities in Euro Truck compared to this game are completely different. In Euro Truck, it's much more smaller. You're quite quick in and out of a city getting a job, while in this game the scale is much bigger. So when you're driving around in a city, you're actually driving for quite some time, because, like, say for example in real life, if I was to drive from one side of London to the other in Euro Truck, it probably take a couple of minutes. In actual real life, it could take up to 5-6 hours to drive through. If you went straight through like north south and cut through the middle of London, it would probably take you a good 5-6 hours. That's why there's things like the M25 to bypass most of the traffic. But this game is kind of looking into more amplifying the city sizes and actually spending a little bit more time in the cities compared to, say, Euro Truck, where it's quite quick. I've read quite a lot of reviews as well and looked at some videos, and the game is kind of, when it came out, it was definitely very rough. Most people were slagging this game off immensely, and that's why I even avoided it. I was considering at the time to maybe pick it up and see what it is all about, but it got quite a lot of bad flack. Now it's gone through quite a lot of updates, extensive. I think the latest one now is 0.65, which I think added this Scania Streamline, which before it was just an MAN truck available in the game, but now they've added a Scania Streamline R410. I'm guessing, I'm just reading from the model. I don't know my truck models all buff by heart, but they did add the Scania recently, and they've updated quite a lot of things, where if you go onto their Steam page and actually look at their progress, because it's in early access, you can see loads of update posts of like patches and stuff of what actually gets added to the game and what's the kind of goal. Like they actually have like a list of goals and stuff of like what they actually want to achieve and want to get to and what they want to implement into the game. So quite a lot of good stuff. We're going to see in this video. I've never actually fully played this game, so I'm going to give my kind of 2 cents of it and see how I feel playing this game comparing to, like, I played quite a lot of Euro Truck. So I'm going to see how this game kind of holds up and kind of plays, and let you guys know, maybe is this something that you should give your attention to potentially as a Euro Truck alternative. So currently, there's not really much, obviously, because it's early access. You can see here, this is the roadmap where you can actually see all the kind of stuff that they need to add or they need to kind of put in and implement in. They've already ticked off some things that they've already put in. So obviously AI features and more truck features, economy system enhancements. These are stuff that they need to actually, you know, get into the game. There's quite a lot of stuff that they're actually trying to add. I don't know when this game's kind of like scheduled for like a full release. I'm guessing it's sometime next year. And then the options are okay for like a game in early access. It's quite good kind of customizations that you can do through it. Some are a bit bland, like this one. I'm guessing that language isn't the only thing in the game setting on most games, so there's obviously going to be more added. Controller settings seem to be good. There's like one here where you pick what's your main control, but then there's one here where you can actually input stuff, and I've already kind of inputted stuff to my G29. There's this kind of bug here where it kind of just like presses on a key and it just scrolls down, but I don't know what that is. But it doesn't seem to affect any of the gameplay once you're actually in the game. I've set up everything to my G29. I've kind of set it up to kind of resemble my Fernbus kind of hotkey setup with my G29. Like I was talking about in my Fernbus videos how I like to set up different hotkeys for my G29 for different driving games. For this game, I've kind of tried to not do that and stick with the same kind of logical things that I set up for Fernbus. So here we're going to go on to one of the profiles that I've made. I made like a profile here of Qwerty Afro and my company, which is Qwerty Logistics, which kind of currently stands at like €3,000. So if we go onto that and click onto here, we'll start to load into the game and we'll see what this game's all about, really. By the way, the shoutouts for this video go to DJTW and KingSuperbolt. That's again DJTW and KingSuperbolt. Their links and stuff will be down below, as well as all the information for this game, like the Steam store page as well. And also the latest update patch will be linked down directly, so you can read the kind of stuff that they've currently and recently added to the game. Right, so first thing obviously you notice is that we are walking around, which is something in Eurotruck obviously you can't do. I don't know what kind of things you'll be able to do while walking around, because obviously we start here at some sort of depot or whatever, which reminds me actually of the Gold Rush, the Gold Rush game kind of buying shop where you would walk in and like pick up products and stuff like that and then take it to a cashier. But in this game, obviously so far there's nothing really you can do while walking around except for just walking around the actual environment and admiring the Unity engine pretty much. But essentially once we're ready with that, we just kind of oh, so we can't go through the passenger door. Oh, that's interesting. You can only go through the driver's door. So you left-clicked, go into the driver's door, and we're here in the cab. Now, I have to say the cab is nicely detailed. I think it looks slightly better. I think it does slightly... Oh, and by the way, if you right-click, it sends you out of the cab, which you need to get used to, because sometimes I just like to right-click, and I think normally with Fernbus, right-click is a zoom-in, so I'm always like, oh yeah, let's zoom in, but actually in this game, it actually takes you out of the coach, so don't do that while you're driving. I actually think the dash, I think some of the parts here in the back, or like up here on the ceiling, look pretty much the same as Eurotruck, but I have to say the dash kind of looks a little nicer, a little bit more polished. I'm guessing because Unity is a bit more refined than the custom engine than that the Eurotruck game is played on. But I don't know, I've driven quite a lot in the Scanias in Eurotruck, and it looks as good as the ones in Eurotruck, maybe even slightly better. I don't know what your opinions are. Reflections is one thing that I think this game really lacks so far, and that could be something maybe improved with the kind of graphics of Unity. Right, let's get going. I'm hoping everything is set up properly, so I'm gonna get the ignition on, as you can see there, and gonna get the engine on. Now, there's no pop-up satellite navigation, so you actually have to rely on using the sat-nav actually on the dash, which for some people, they do actually do that in Eurotruck, but for some, it's a little bit too small, and having a pop-up kind of toggleable satellite navigation that you can actually have on the screen is actually a lot more useful, and I'm guessing that's something that they're going to implement in the future, because Fernbus has it as well. Fernbus is satellite navigation on the actual screen on the coach, and mostly because of the position in Fernbus is so high up that you have to always look down to see the satellite navigation, while in Euro Truck and even in this game, it's actually the satellite navigation is actually quite nicely in your peripheral vision, so you don't really have to look down, while in Fernbus you need that pop-up satellite navigation. Right, let's get the, can I get the lights on? Oh yes, you know me and my oh god, you know me and my lights. I think, are these low beams? I don't know, I'm gonna keep the lights on because I like lights. Right, one thing I want to, I'm pressing all sorts of the wrong buttons there. Okay, fine, let me turn that off, that's fine. Why are we in reverse? Okay, I'm just in neutral. We're gonna first have to get, obviously, a job, which the job menu is not as polished as, of course, Euro Truck. Again, it's an early access. Right now, I think I picked my base in Rostock. I'm right here, where this kind of Home Depot, or what was it, Home Depot, or like garages. So I'm kind of looking for a job from Rostock would be perfect. It's not clear that you can see the names of the cities in this list. It's very kind of all merged together in the same font, same color, same size of font. So it's very, you have to actually really look hard to actually read what cities you actually, what's the starting city and what's the, and because they add also the industry or the actual thing that you're transporting from each location. So on that page we don't really have anything from Rostock. Do we have anything from Rostock? I don't know if it refreshes. We have Kiel, Hamburg. What's our closest city here? Kiel, Hamburg, Kiel. See, we have something from Hamburg to Rostock. Do we have anything from like Kiel to Hamburg, or Hamburg to, where's Magdeburg? Magdeburg's pretty far. Bremen to Bremen. Oh, we could do one of the wait, no. I wanna see how big this is. Let me see. Where's the Kiel? Where's Bremen? Okay, Bremen's there. We could do Kiel to Bremen. I think that'll be fine. And then we'll just do a nice drive from Rostock to Kiel. But I don't think there's anything. That's annoying when there isn't a job anywhere in your city. Obviously, this economy system will be heavily updated in the future, I hope. Because right now it's not the most user-friendly to use. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go for a Kiel to Bremen. I think that'll be a nice one. We'll get a nice drive here on the north of Germany to Kiel, so from one port city to another port city, and then we'll take some cargo down to Bremen. It would have been nice if there was one actually to Hamburg, but that's fine. We'll take this one. So it just goes here onto this accept assignment screen, and then we just say yes. And then it says here that it gives us a little nice path where we'd actually have to drive to get to the job. Right, so let us get into drive, shall we? Let's get the parking brake off. Now I have a trailer behind me, which is obviously something different. Obviously, like in Euro Truck, when you don't have a job, you don't have a trailer. One thing that I don't like in this game is that there's no track IR currently. Track IR would have been, well, I'm guessing track IR is going to be something that's going to be very useful when it does come out for the game. Because right now I'm obviously using, I actually have track IR plugged in, but it doesn't pick up because obviously it's not implemented in the game. I'm just having to use my mouse, and in Fernbus, when I don't use track IR, it's nice because the camera moves automatically when I steer. So when I'm at a junction or whatever, and when I start turning into a corner, it turns the camera. While in this game, the camera is static. It doesn't move. You have to move it with the mouse. So if you're driving with keyboard, it's actually pretty fun. But when you're driving with a steering wheel, normally you have both hands on the steering wheel. Maybe have one hand, and then I guess if you're driving just with one hand, then it's fine. You can use your mouse, and that's okay. We can get by with that. But it will be nice eventually when I'm hopefully tracker is going to be something that they will implement. I'm pretty sure. Now, as you can see. And this is where, like, normally if I did have tracker, I would be, like, looking around. But the towns, well, this is Rostock, and already it's much bigger than the Rostock I know in Eurotruck. As well as, I think it's slightly bigger than the one in Fernbus as well, if I'm not mistaken. Now, there is speed limits on my dashboard. It says it's 50 kilometers per hour, so we're going around 46. I don't know if there's any speeding tickets and stuff like that already. I'm guessing not. It's very basic. But graphics-wise, I guess it's okay. In some ways, the graphics are slightly better than Eurotruck, but then in some ways, when you look at things, not really. Right, let me get behind here. I do like the AI card models, though. They look as good as the ones. They do look as good as the ones in Fernbus, and I have to say the Fernbus models are really good because they've actually gone with actual real-life models instead of fake imaginary models. And you can see all of these Aerosoft adverts that you get in here in the game. OMC as well, you know. Now, the sounds as well are, well, I think it sounds okay. I have to say, if you hear closely, I love the little, when the automatic transition, because I'm driving an automatic, because I think I've tried to find in the settings if you could do a manual, but I think you can only do automatic because there's only a shift gear up option and a shift gear down. There's no actual like shifter settings where you can actually assign gears, so I'm guessing that's something that could be implemented again in the future. So right now it's all automatic, but I do like the sound of the automatic transition when the gear kind of shifts up. It's like that really nice kind of, like, you can hear it's like some sort of valve release or something like that, or I'm guessing it's not a valve, but it's the gear change makes a really nice makes a nice sound. And of course I'm going to be driving the Scania today. Like, I do prefer the interior to the MAN. MANs are nice trucks, but I do prefer my Scanias, let's be honest. There is a bit of force feedback as well with the steering wheel. When you go over little potholes or stuff, I do get a little vibration and a little tingle in the in my G29. It isn't as good as, like, say, Eurotrucks, and when you're like driving right now, there's no kind of like passive force feedback where the steering wheel will get harder or like softer depending on the speeds. It's very, very numb, but it does react to certain things, like with the suspension, which is nice to see, which is a lot better than, well, I guess with Fernbus it's similar as well. I'm guessing both these games do not have implemented force feedback yet. I think that's something with Fernbus, which is a big thing where people are just like, when are you going to put force feedback in the game? It's something that people have just been waiting from day one release, and I think it could be something similar with this game. So right now, as you can see, we're actually outside of Rostock, and that took a quite nice bit of time to actually, you know, we were driving there for a good like 5-10 minutes in Rostock, and now we're in the, and I have to say the countryside or suburban kind of part actually looks pretty good. Like, I think this looks better than Eurotruck. I think this looks much more realistic, because I do believe Eurotruck has that kind of slightly more, not going to say cartoonish kind of visuals, but there is slightly more, I don't know, maybe the contrast of it is a bit more colourful. This definitely has a much more real-life hue of colour tone, as well as even the graphics are a bit more kind of photorealistic, may I say. Right. One thing that I did notice when I was just testing around prior to recording this video, is the steering can get a little bit loosey, and the sensitivity is definitely a key thing you might need to mess around with if you do have this game and you do have a steering wheel. Because I had a problem where I would be steering and the delay on the steering would be so great that you'd literally be like driving on ice, and the steering would take so long to react. So definitely calibrate your G29 or your G27 or whatever steering wheel you use with this game, so it's actually in tune with when you're actually steering, and it doesn't act like you're actually on ice. I'm going to try and do a little camera movement here to simulate some head movement. I hope I'm doing that fine. I have to say one thing as well. I feel that the trailer physics are slightly better in this game. Like, the trailer actually kind of moves like a trailer in a way. I don't know if that's just me, or I don't know if I might even be talking absolute nonsense, but I feel that the trailers react like trailers. Right, let me get back into my... There's this kind of rooftop view, which is quite nice. But let's get back into the cab here. I have to say, I do feel that the trailers do react a little bit better than in Eurotruck. In Eurotruck, I feel that the trailers are slightly more static, and oh, I like that. I do like the little bumps and stuff, and it makes the steering wheel jiggle. I do like that. But I do feel the oh, that's when I go over the line. Oh, that's really nice, actually. I do like that. I think you guys will probably pick it up on the microphone that my steering wheel is just... I'm not even holding my steering wheel right now, and you'll... No, that's fine. I like that little judder. Right, let us... I'm gonna whack on... Okay. Oh, is this... I'm testing cruise control here, but I don't think it's working properly. Is that working? No? I've assigned it to a button on my steering wheel. I don't know if it's adaptive cruise control or if it's like a manual cruise control. But this is nice. The suspension's a little bouncy though. That's one thing I'm noticing. It's very bouncy, and it's not as refined as, like, say, Scanias that I've driven in Eurotruck. Right, can I put that on? No, okay, the cruise control just doesn't work. Oh, and there are speed cameras, but I don't know what happens when you do actually go over the speed. Just to let you know, guys, as well, this is my first time actually properly playing this game, so if I'm not used to certain things, or like if you're like wondering, because this game has been out since March, but I've not really looked into it that much or given it any kind of sort of attention or know really much about it. So if you're wondering, oh, why are you not getting this, or like why are you doing this in a particular way, it's legitly because this is the first time I'm actually playing it fully, hands-on, doing a full-on journey here. Now this steering thing, I'm not gonna lie, is getting a little bit annoying. Like, come on, it feels like there's a pothole every 10 meters on this motorway. I'm pretty sure Germany know how to surface, you know, a motorway. Yeah, this does get a little bit... You probably guys can hear it through the mic, but it just makes you can hear it. It's like, it feels literally like there's a pothole every 10 meters or so. I don't know, like, what this is simulating, pretty much. Like, I know that there are little kind of imperfections and stuff in road surfaces when you are on the motorway, but it's not this bad where literally, you know, it feels like my steering wheel has a malfunction where the actual, like, motors or something are just spazzing out. But yeah, I'm good. AI seem okay. I haven't had an issue so far, but we haven't actually done anything complicated, like we haven't been at a busy junction where we're actually... Oh, okay, that was interesting. Yeah, the steering's, I don't know, very soft. It should be harder. I feel that it should be more responsive at higher speeds. I don't mind at slower speeds if it's a little bit softer, because obviously, you know, with like power steering and whatnot, at you know, I'm guessing trucks have really good power steering, obviously at low speeds, because, you know, if there was no power steering on a truck with, like, I don't know, 22, 23, 4, 5, 6 inch, you know, wheels, that'd be crazy to turn with no. Well, that's back in the day with the old kind of old trucks that you'd get no power steering. Now, how are we doing with fuel? We obviously, you know, we're passing quite a few of these fuel stations. That might be a thing that we actually might have to see at some point. But so far, I'm liking this. This is the visuals out here, I have to say, are a lot better than in the city. I prefer the kind of look, and it does actually feel like a quite nice part of Germany, North Germany. Well, even though I've never been to North Germany, but I do like the visuals. I do like the motorway visuals. They look similar-ish to Fernbus. I prefer Fernbus's visuals because I prefer how the Unreal Engine renders things compared to Unity. But this for Unity is actually not that bad. Just every so often I look in the left bottom side of my screen and I look at the reflections, and it just kind of disappoints me a little bit. But, you know, that is what is there. You know, actually, the fumbling of my steering wheel could possibly be my trailer, because every time I turn, my trailer, like, really yanks around. It's like I'm pulling it on a bit of string or something. It's not even, like, attached to, like, a metal kind of a jack. Right. I really want to see if I can try and get this cruise control to work, but I don't know if I can. Maybe I have to double press it? No. Okay, the horn's very weak. That's a car horn. Oh, and that's a little flash there that I've put on. Beautiful. But obviously, one thing that is going to be a little annoying is I have no idea how far is my destination. This is something where obviously with more like with it, because there's no UI in the game currently, so I have no idea. I have no information. The only information I have is on my sat-nav screen, which it only just tells me the speed, which is a nice kind of thing, because you know, you don't want to be over speeding and not knowing actually what your speed is, even though these dials are a little bit, I don't know if it's blurry or they're not as in focus. I do like the dials in Eurotruck. In Eurotruck, you can drive without HUD, because the actual detail and the clarity of the actual dials in the cab are a lot better, and it's just everything's visible, and everything you need to see is visible, so you don't need a HUD. While games like even say like Fernbus don't do well is the cab is not visible enough that you need to actually have a HUD to kind of drive in Fernbus. You can't drive without the HUD, because the way the dashboard's managed on the camera, and as well as the detail of the dashboard, is not good enough that you can just use the dashboard actually to rely on all your information, which is sad. But you know, I guess with this game a little bit more refinement could do it. Right, so that is so I'm guessing this is like an intersection here where you would go off to Hamburg. So I'm guessing we're going sort of now up to Kiel, and then once we go up to Kiel, we'll, you know, get to Kiel, get the job, and then we'll work our way back down to Bremen, which should be okay. I'm interested to see what they're going to be also adding with this game, because obviously right now they've added, I think it's basically like, it's like the North okay, come on, what am I actually going on here? It feels like I'm, look at this. Yeah, is it potentially maybe me going on the lines? I'm guessing it's the lines, but this is a very thin lane. That if it is literally bumping my steering wheel because I'm on the lines of the motorway lane, that's going to be quite annoying, because I'm trying to keep it within the lane, but it's a very narrow lane. But currently in the game, there is only like the northern half of Germany in cities available to drive to and from. So there's no like South German cities yet. So I'm interested. Obviously, I'm guessing that. Oh my god! Wow, that was a. See, this is what I mean. There's such a delay with the steering. Right. Okay. Well, that Mercedes Sprinter didn't have a nice hasn't had a nice end to his day. At least he put his hazards on, so obviously, you know, AI backing away if you're merging into lane is something not maybe it is implemented, but there it just didn't really work out for him. I didn't also indicate, so that probably confused the AI a little bit. Right, it looks like we're on a little like country road here up to Kiel, which is nice. It'd be interesting to see what cities and stuff they're going to add to this game in terms of like, is it just going to be a German kind of trucking simulator kind of focused? Are they going to be adding more European cities? Because it's just called On the Road Truck Simulator. It's nothing really attached to any sort of geographical region. So, but they're obviously picking it in Germany because I'm guessing the developers are from Germany. Most of the kind of like Aerosoft stuff is from Germany, so they'll be obviously focus it more on that. But who knows? Maybe this could even expand into some, you know, nice little trucking game. I'm not expecting it to beat or even compete with Euro Truck because it's nowhere near as refined and as good as Euro Truck. But it's a nice kind of attempt. And competition in a way. I like when there's a variation and the kind of variety of games to play. You know, even though this is not perfect and nowhere near as good as Euro Truck, it is nice that it exists to kind of compete with Euro Truck. And who knows, even maybe with a good amount of updating and a good amount of like listening to the community's feedback, this could turn into a nice little kind of Euro Truck alternative. Not saying it would fully replace it, but it'll be a nice kind of like, oh, actually I fancy, you know, doing a bit more longer journeys and, you know, driving around the cities a little bit more, you know, could really, and how they develop the economy system in game, they could even, you know, do some things a little bit different from Euro Truck if they want to kind of make it a little bit different. You know, there are kind of options and stuff like that, but it is, I guess it is hard for a game developer to compete with some of these really big simulation titles. Like, say, it would be really hard for a developer to make a new train sim. It'd be hard for a developer to obviously make a new trucking game. It'd be hard for a developer to make a new kind of flight sim game because obviously you have Prepared, FSX, and X-Plane. But at least there you actually have two kind of big competing simulations there for that kind of genre. But for these kind of genre, like the trucking one, even the bus one, is the bus one's an interesting one because it's I feel bus simulations are it's a very oversaturated market of bus simulators out there, and it's really bad because you do have a few good ones. You don't have anything outstanding though. You don't have something that's like amazing, and people will be going to me, but what about OMSI 2? OMSI is great, it's fantastic, probably one of the best bus simulators out there, but I would not consider it like something like incredible because it has a vast amount of problems. Like, there is no equivalent Euro Truck kind of game in the bus sim genre. There just isn't. Some people could argue Fernbus, which Fernbus is interesting because it's kind of like it's not. It's a merge between bus simming and truck simming, because it is kind of, it's not really bus simulation because it's nothing really like an OMSI that you do, and then it's not really like Euro Truck because you're not picking up like loads and stuff and delivering stuff, but you are delivering passengers and you are driving these kind of long distance motorway journeys. So it's a nice, like, and I definitely, Fernbus leads in the coach simming market because there's no other coaching sim game unless you count like the mods and stuff that you can get for Euro Truck. But you know, it's interesting. But I like that there is, you know, some options, and I would say give this game a chance. Like, you know, it's I have to say now playing it, it's not as bad as comparing from what I watched from when it did release in March, where it was hazed with a lot of issues and problems and it was unplayable. I have to say the FPS is pretty good. It's stable and doesn't seem to be dropping anywhere, particularly even with like a lot of AI. Even though there's quite a lot of traffic on this country road coming in the opposite direction. But yeah, there's quite a lot of it's smooth. It's nice. I don't know how it is on lower end PCs and whatnot, but it's like playing it. It's just a nice. Like, I just want to see what more they're gonna add to it. And one thing I want to know from you guys is if you'd like me to continue this as a series on the channel. I'm doing this first video as a kind of like, you know, here's me trying it and doing my like first drive in it. Would you like to see me do some more, some more journeys in this game, perhaps? You know, obviously check out the MAN truck, maybe could potentially run. Well, finally here at Kiel, like, you know what I mean? This actually felt like really, this felt really long. Like this little stint here from Rostock to Kiel, it felt like a nice, combined journey in length time. Really nice. But we're here in Kiel. Right. What is going on here? Like, oh, okay. Literally, the sat nav just stopped there, and I was like, okay, but where do I go now? But now it's just giving me a new path, which is fantastic. Now, this is something I kind of do. I don't know. I'm not. It kind of feels like. It feels like slightly more dumbed down Fernbus graphics, if you know what I mean. This kind of looks like Fernbus on the lower settings, if you know what I mean. But this is just Unity. I've never really liked Unity rendering, and some people might think these graphics look good, and they are. I kind of I do prefer the Euro Truck kind of style of graphics, but I just do not like these graphics just because of the Unity factor. I do not like the Unity engine, how things look in Unity engine created games. I just don't. That's just my opinion. Oh, is that a cruise ship? Damn. And I can't really move. I can't move this camera, which is really annoying. It's just like a static. It's a static exterior camera, but that's a nice cruise ship. Not fully kind of rendered, but it's a nice little kind of environment asset. I do like that. Obviously, because Kiel is another port sea. Now, should I be in this left lane is a good kind of question, or does this... Oh, do they merge? I think they do. We'll just merge here. I can confirm that the Scania indicators sound exactly the same as in other Scanias that I've driven. Right, taking a right here. I do like also when you stop and you put the handbrake on. Like that little chime. I don't know why. It's quite nice. It's something so little and just totally irrelevant, but it's nice, you know. Has the fuel actually gone? I don't think the fuel has actually gone down. It's been like at that kind of 3/4 mark, I think, for quite a while, or pretty much most of the journey. Oh, that Vauxhall Astra being a little bit cheeky there. I don't know what it is, but it is. These graphics look sort of flat, or it's very washed out. I have to say, very, very washed out. The contrast of colors in this game compared to even Fernbus as well as Euro Truck is very, very washed out. But I don't know. Some people might like this kind of style. Again, Unity, I've never really liked how things look in Unity. I think Unity is kind of good for certain games, but then I'm not really fond of it for simulation games, and that's just my opinion. But still, it's not like it looks terrible. I'm just saying it's just the kind of styling of it, because you can tell that this is a different graphics engine to say something that's built in Unreal. I just want to know now what happens. I have a trailer already. I don't even know how do I detach this trailer. So, right, what is this? It's telling me to go into a flat. I guess I got it. I got it right? Yeah, I guess I got the... That's a... Okay, so there's no actual picking up procedure. Which is a little bit... That's a bit sad. I thought we'd actually have to... So basically, we just have a trailer all the time, and then we just go to one place with the same trailer, and then imagine picking up it by like going over a marker or something. That's a bit upsetting. I think they could have done a little bit. Maybe, obviously, again, this is something they need to probably implement at some point. Now, one thing I want to do is I kind of want to take a little screenshot here, because you know that's one thing that doesn't stop here. You know, getting these beautiful screenshots. That is after the modeling of the truck does look good. That's something I'm pretty impressed upon. That looks very nice. That actually looks good. I love the. Did you see that reflection there in the Scania logo? I do like that. That's a nice little touch, nice little detail there. Right, let's get back in our truck. Let's make our way to Bremen. Right. Oh yeah, I put it on the handbrake. Alright, let's see how the AI react to me pulling out here. Well, there's no AI to react to, but hey. Lovely. Okay, cool. Off to Bremen we go with the same trailer that we pulled from Rostock. Just had to get to this little like checkpoint place to say like, yep, we got the one to Bremen, which is the same one from Rostock. It's interesting to know that this game also has it's gotten licensing. I'm guessing pretty easy because it's got MAN licensing, and now it's gotten the Scania licensing. I'm pretty sure it will get like all the other kind of trucks like Iveco and maybe, I don't know about Mercedes, because even SCS had quite a long time like having to, you know, get the Mercedes-Benz licensing, but I'm sure they'll get all the other ones necessary. But I think with this game, I don't think it should be about adding trucks. Like, it's nice that they added this Scania and this 0.65 update, but it should be more about fleshing out the actual core gameplay, because that's the kind of things missing, and kind of makes the game more. I'd be happy with just one truck in the game, but at least if the game was built up all around that one truck, and then once you have all the features and stuff all kind of plugged in, then you can look at adding trucks. But it's nice that they added the truck as like a free, it's just a part of a free update. I don't know if DLCs or whatever is going to be something that they're going to be considering for this game, or how far along they're going to actually support this after it actually releases. Are they going to do the kind of SCS approach, Fernbus approach? Who knows? Because it's still early days, because this is this a beta or an alpha? Well, it's early access, so it's definitely not a release. So it's definitely either a beta, probably a beta. Even an alpha, I'd probably say. At this kind of point with the lacking amount of features, I'd probably say it's an alpha. But it's not a bad alpha. It's actually quite a stable one right now when I'm playing it. When it did come out, though, it had problems. It did have quite a nice bit of problems. But again, do let me know your thoughts and opinions about this game. Oh, a little nice sunroof up there. What do you guys think? Do you guys want me to continue with it as a series on the channel? Do some more journeys, go to some of these other cities in the north of Germany? Do tell me down below. I wouldn't mind doing a couple of episodes on this, and just, you know, sticking with this game through its development would be pretty cool. Right, still 50. Will it now go back up to... Now it's going to 60. And then probably round this corner it'll go up to 70 and then 80. I'm a bit annoyed with the cruise control. I'm super annoyed that it doesn't work. Right. Yeah, it doesn't, like, if I go into the options here, input, truck, where is it? Cruise control. Yeah, I've put it as that one, but it's U on the keyboard. Let's try. Right, let's try pressing U on the keyboard. I haven't tried this. So let's get up to speed. We have 80 miles an hour to play here, so I'm going to get to about, what, kilometers per hour. I'm going to get to about 70 something. Right. Okay, that the cruise control does not work. I read in the patch that I think a basic cruise control was added, but that just does not work whatsoever. I see what the that's actually, I don't like that. It's one of those. Oh, it's one of these cruise controls where you. So I get up to a speed. And I now press it, and it holds that speed, but I have to keep my leg on the accelerator. So it's kind of capping the engine at this, but I have to keep my, like, if I let go of the accelerator, the truck will just slow down. So that's an interesting cruise control. I guess it's a very basic cruise control. So wait, why is this? Why is it? Well, my foot's still on the accelerator. My foot's still on. Oh, I'm slowing down. Wait, why am I slowing down? I'm just slowing down now. Okay. What? Okay, my truck just, my truck just stalled, I guess? I don't know what this is. What? Can I actually, what is the actual button here? Right. Let's turn the thing on again. Will it turn on? Wait. Okay, so my truck is just turning off now. Okay, I'm guessing this is a bug or something, because my truck's just turned off and doesn't want to turn back. Well, it turns back on, but then it turns off straight away, and it's something to do with the cruise control. Just, like, the thing is, I don't even know. I can't tell, like, if this cruise control's on and off. I just press the button, either on my keyboard or my steering wheel, but there's no indication if it's on or not. Okay, that all works. Right. Right, turn off the ignition. Everything's in neutral. Is it going to turn on? My truck's broken. There is one thing I can do. I think there is a... No, I don't want that. Wait, why am I back in my truck? Okay. Will it work now? I don't know. There is a reset button. So I might have to reset my truck. Yeah, the truck just goes dead after I turn it on. Okay. Now just need to go quickly and see what the reset button is here. Light test, cruise control layout, reset vehicle F9. I'm just gonna add another button to reset it with. So I'm gonna put there. Is that right? Yep, that's okay. And then I'll go back and let's see if we reset it. Interesting. Now, will it turn on though? Okay, it won't turn on. Okay, that's interesting. That's an interesting way to. Well, I guess it's just a reset for location, but I don't know. What I genuinely do not know what's happening here with the truck, though. I legitly just cannot turn it on. Yeah, it's just it doesn't want to turn on. So I'm gonna have to leave it there, guys, because I legitimately have no idea what to do. The truck is literally just dead. It doesn't want to turn back on. So I'm just gonna probably think that this is a bug. It has to be a bug because it just doesn't want to turn on. It's probably something with the cruise control, because when I messed with the cruise, I put on the cruise control and turn off the lights. I put on the cruise control and I was pressing on the accelerator to keep that speed, and then the speed just started dropping, and we just slowed down, stopped, and the engine just turned off. Anyway, I think that will be it. Unfortunately, we didn't reach Bremen, but hopefully in the next episode, if you guys want me to continue with this game, do let me know in the comments down below and your feedback and also your thoughts on the game. As I said, this game's in early access. It has issues. Obviously, this is one of them because I have literally no idea what to do here. Because yeah, it's dead. It's dead. It doesn't even want to. Yeah, it just doesn't want to go anywhere. Yeah. Okay. But I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode of just me having a look at On the Road Truck Simulator, a new truck simulator by Toxtronics Interactive, published by Aerosoft. Potentially a Euro Truck contender, maybe in a couple of years' time once they've kind of polished up the game, I suppose. But I've enjoyed what I could play of it today in this episode of like when the truck was working, but obviously my truck just doesn't want to work anymore. I could give it maybe one more chance to reset it, but I doubt it's going to do anything. Actually, I want to try if I go onto the thing, and then that's interesting. that's I don't even know what that reset can even what does that reset even accomplish. And then I'll just try once more. No, it's dead. But guys, I hope you've enjoyed it. The shoutouts again go to DJTW and KingSuperbolt. That's again DJTW and KingSuperbolt. Their links to stuff will be down below. Do show them some love. This was On the Road. I keep calling it On the Truck. This is On the Road Truck Simulator episode 1, potentially of maybe a little mini series. Again, do tell me in the comments down below if you want me to continue it. I will see you next time or in another On the Road video. Take care, guys. Have a lovely day.
We ain't never giving up, 'cause we ain't born for that. Gotta catch us fast to do. The ship is cruising